I've been divorced for about 5 years, and although it was shitty, I can honestly say this has been the absolute best part of my life so far. I've been able to have wonderful memories, experiences with my friends, family, and especially women. And recently, I was dating a woman earlier this summer. Things were going well. She seemed like a great person. I could see there was potential to get into a relationship. And that's where something inside me made me completely stop. And I'm sure many of you guys have felt this way before. But I realized at that moment that the reason why I enjoyed the past 5 years so much is because I've been able to say yes to everything that I absolutely love and adore in my life. And that if I get into another relationship with a woman, that power would completely go away. Having the ability to do whatever you want when you want without having to ask anybody for permission is one of the most empowering things that you can ever have as a man, and is one of the best parts of being single. I knew that when I was dating that woman earlier this year, if I eventually got into a relationship with her, there's going to be challenges in terms of how I prioritize my time, when I can do certain things for myself, because now this is another person on top of my kids and my job that I need to balance. And it just reminded me of a lot of bullshit that I had to deal with when I was my ex, when I was in my marriage for over 10 years. Like, just as a perfect example, I never heard enough from my ex when it came to managing my time when I got home after work. She always complained that I was away for too long. I wasn't spending enough time with my kids. I wasn't doing enough things in my own home, whether it's cleaning, cooking. To be quite honest, I was actually doing all of that in addition to doing a job, and it still was never enough for her. And so, now that I'm single, I don't need to deal with any of that bullshit. I can do whatever I want, when I want, on my own time. I can take out the garbage when I'm ready to. I can clean up my house when I'm ready to. And nobody's going to tell me how to live my life. That's one of the best things about living on your own and without having to ask someone for permission for that. In addition, I remember all the times when I wanted to go visit my friends, take some time to actually visit my friends and family who live in a city that's 4 hours away. I only got to see them maybe once or twice a year, if that. And the hassle of having to negotiate with my ex because she would feel that I'm leaving her alone with the kids. What is she going to do? Even though she has all of her family, all of her friends here. And on top of that, she gets to go on multiple girls' trips every single year. And I don't make an issue of it, but all of a sudden it's an issue if I want to do something with my friends and family. No more. Once you're single, you don't need to deal with that crap anymore. You can go see your friends. You can go see your family whenever you want. And you should, because these are the most important people in your life and are the ones who absolutely support everything that you do. So nobody should ever have to tell you not to do that, because it's going to take away from their happiness, right? And then also, when you get into a relationship, eventually you have to consider, what is it going to be like moving in with that person? And I remember living with my ex. She was pretty much, it was her house, let's be honest. It wasn't my house. She decorated everything the way that she wanted. And my whole mentality at the time was happy wife, happy life. So I'm like, have at it. And we lived in a 3-story house. So we had a lot of space to fill. Now, the way that me and my ex met, we actually met when I was DJing at a club in the city. And one of my fondest memories at the beginning of our relationship with her was we'd go out dancing every single night, because all my buddies used to play at the different clubs. So we'd go out, have a great time. It was one of the best memories that we had. And so I have turntables. I have a large collection of vinyl that I've accumulated over the years, but it always sat in a dark corner or a closet because in her mind, it was like too ugly. And I tried to argue with her to say, well, no, like, this is something, I'm passionate about music. I did this for way longer before I met you. Plus, I want my kids to see what I'm passionate about. No, towards the end of our marriage, she finally let me have a section in our basement to finally put up my turntables, my record collection, and some of the things that I love. It's kind of like a mini man corner, not even a man cave, but a man corner. But then after I moved out and we divorced, it made me think, like, why the fuck did I deal with that bullshit? Now I live in my own place. I can decorate it how I want. I don't need to ask for permission in terms of where things should be placed, or if I'm going to rearrange something that she already had set up that is to her liking, like, no, you don't need to deal with this bullshit anymore once you're single. And most importantly, when it comes to earning an income and sharing an income, trying to build a life with somebody else, there's so many restrictions that come with it. I remember how many times with my ex, when all the bills were paid, groceries were bought, clothes, everything, we had everything we needed, and I wanted to go out and buy myself something nice, a new pair of shoes, a new pair of sunglasses. She would give me so much shit saying like, well, why are you spending on something when you could be using that towards our house or towards the kids? And I'd argue back, well, I pay for all of this stuff and I just want to do something nice for myself. And she'd just argue back and say, I'm being selfish. Now that you're single, you don't need to deal with that shit. You work hard, you pay your bills, you're responsible financially, you have everything that you need covered for survival. Yeah, you deserve to indulge once in a while. Go for that nice dinner. Buy yourself that nice pair of shoes if you absolutely want it. Whatever it is, you now have the freedom to do those things for yourself without asking for any permission from anybody, which is the most liberating feeling, especially when it comes to finances. So where am I going with this? Well, I'm at the age of 45. And at first, when I looked at my divorce, when it happened, yes, it was absolutely devastating. I thought I was the biggest failure. But I look forward to the next chapter of my life. I only have so many years left. I'm 45. Who knows if I have another 10, 20 years, 30 years. At this stage of my life, I'm hearing about people getting diseases, getting cancer, some people ending their life. You don't know how much time you have. And I can't imagine for those of us men who are in our 50s and 60s, who are in unhappy relationships, like there's only so much life that you have left to enjoy. And life is too precious to just waste it on being in a toxic relationship, especially with someone who doesn't respect you and doesn't absolutely give you the freedom that you need for your own happiness. So if you are in this position where you're with someone toxic who's causing you so much pain and stress, just cut it and get out of it. You deserve better. You deserve happiness. And if you can do this for yourself, I guarantee you that the life that you will have after you let go of all of this pain, all of this misery in your life will be absolutely amazing. And it's waiting for you if you're willing to make that decision. So I hope this message finds you at the right time. Thanks again for all of your support and watching my videos, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace out.